Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been accused of playing social media liberals for fools. Meghan has found herself in the public eye repeatedly over the last few weeks, as the Duchess broadcast the first 2 episodes of her podcast series and took part in an interview for US outlet The Cut. Writing on Twitter, commentator Dan Hodges put forward his opinion: "It's actually quite funny how Meghan and Harry keep playing social media liberals for fools. They know they can come up with any old rubbish, and liberal opinion will have their backs." Her interview with The Cut saw Meghan discuss her and Prince Harry's decision to step back from the royal family and her continuing responsibilities as a public figure. Meghan told interviewer Alison P. Davis that she is conscious girls still see her as a real-life princess. She said, "It's important to be thoughtful about it because, even with the Oprah interview, I was conscious of the fact that there are little girls that I meet and they're just like, oh my god, it's a real-life princess." The Duchess added, "I just look at all of them and think, you have the power within you to create a life greater than any fairy tale you've ever read. I don't mean that in terms of you could marry a prince one day. I mean you can find love. You can find happiness. You can be up against what could feel like the greatest obstacle and then you can find happiness again." Ms. Davis noted Meghan's ambitions for herself, and the little girls who look up to her, are more than to marry into a position. In the first 2 episodes of her podcast, Meghan spoke with tennis player Serena Williams and pop star Mariah Carey. The first episode saw Meghan and Ms. Williams discuss motherhood, pregnancy, and the labels which try to limit women's capabilities. In the second episode, Ms. Carey and the Duchess of Sussex explored the stereotype attached to the label diva. Meghan has faced some criticism in the wake of her latest interview, with commentator Niall Gardner saying the tremendous grace and selflessness of the Duchess of Cambridge are the antithesis of Meghan. But others defended her, with another commentator, Natasha Devon, saying many people are annoyed by Meghan because she took away their fantasy of what being a princess is like. Ms. Devon explained, "It is possible that so many women have this Disney-fied idea of what it is to be a princess. It's something that many girls internalize because of Disney more than because of the royal family. They internalize it at a really young age, that is the ultimate goal, that if you're a princess there could be nothing better." Speaking to LBC, she added, "To have lived it, to have experienced it, and to say to the public, actually it's not as great as you imagine, that, I think, is what annoyed everybody. Because it's not just taking away the fantasy of Harry and Meghan, it's taking away their fantasy. What she did was she took away the fantasies of those women who had internalized the idea that to be a princess was to be the best thing ever." And then Meghan Markle stood up and said, "Actually you're wrong," and people couldn't deal with that fundamental challenge to their internal belief system. "Tell me I'm wrong." Responding to Meghan's claims in the episode that she was unduly criticized for having too much ambition when she first started dating Harry, royal commentator Kinsey Schofield suggested she had in fact won the lottery when she married the prince and is now using the podcast to settle scores. The launch of Archetypes comes close to 2 years after Archie Audio's partnership with Spotify was first announced. Meghan and Harry signed a lucrative deal with the audio streaming giant to host and produce podcasts, estimated to be worth around £18 million in late 2020. Is Spotify cancelled the contract with the Sussexes after 2 episodes that are not quality listeners? 2 episodes